go. So you can't say this guy's not blowing some positive energy your direction. It hit me, and it's why I'm here today. And again, not that I'm doing you any favors.
No, you are.
I'm
You are
yeah.
actually, and I'm. Ego has to go out of our vocabulary as black men too, and that's myself included. I have no problem giving. My grandmother said, "You give people their flowers when they can smell them." I have no problem saying I'm excited about having you on the show. But I talk to people like that all the time. When they come on the show, whether it was Judge Joe Brown, whether it was when Chris Brown said this is the funniest dude on the internet, these things matter to me. I guess because I'm just a small country boy and I never have a ego about nothing, anything I've done. When I go around the country, people walk up to me and want to shake my hand, tell me how they changed my life. They never see me with security, and they always see I got time for them. Now, not everybody else can do that, but I guess because of how I grew up, I believe my word matters, and I believe my integrity matters, and nobody's going to be serious. Offer me jobs 6 times. I wouldn't do it, and then my biggest reason was if I do it, they're going to control me, and I say anything wrong on that podcast, I'm going to be the fired guy, and then they're going to make fun of me of being the fired guy.
All right, so this is Tommy Sotomayor and Jason Whitlock. They talking about Kwame and all this stuff, so I'm just recording it. Still not sure where the direction going on this, but we gonna see.
30s and hell, maybe all the way up into my 40s was I would be shocked when people didn't handle things the way I would handle them. Oh my God, can you believe? And then
How
I think
dare you?
it was my mother or father, somebody, one of the elders, like, well, they wasn't raised like you, and no one was. So to quit running around expecting people to handle shit the way you would handle shit. I used to get so upset with women, like, oh, I wouldn't have done that. And I do remember my brother's like, hey man, women are a fucking mystery. You ain't gonna never figure them out, and they ain't gonna never act the way you would act. That's what makes a woman. If they did, you wouldn't want them in the first place. And so I say all that to say,
It's
only
real
thing
shit.
you can control is how you handle any of these situations. And I made all the same mistakes. There's nobody that enjoyed beef more than me. Eating it, doing.
This nigga said eating it.
I lived
This
on
dude,
so,
we
you
know
know,
you love to
I
eat.
see a
Come
lot
on,
of people
man.
faking like they like
Whitlock,
beef.
we
Shit,
know you love
you know.
this.
But I realized, man, that beef ain't all it's cooked up to be, man. And that's what I'm seeing signs from Kwame in terms of him bringing on Joe Brown, Devin, the basketball player he brought on, Devin George, maybe is his
I
name.
hear.
Like
Yeah, watch out.
the beef
Watch your mouth.
thing
Hey.
with Steven Jackson and
All right.
Matt Barnes and everybody can only go so
I don't
far.
know.
And I think this kid is built, he's 39, this young man is built that he's going to transition to more than just beef. The beef has been to get everybody's attention so he can unpack a larger message. And I'm just saying, at 45, where you're at, Tommy, uh, beef with Kevin Samuels, it doesn't serve you. Beef with Kwame doesn't serve you. Even if these guys hit you with negative energy, hit them with positive energy, and trust me, watch the blessings fall in because if you are the root of the trees that they have now erupted, you can grow more trees. You know, you can your stature, platform, you can ride this same wave all the way back up to or standing side by side next to them.
So if y'all don't know, Tommy Sotomayor was saying he basically made Kwame. He made him as far as YouTube.
Spoken a word to Kevin Samuels. But if he's 1/10 of the person he purports to be, I think he would have you on his show
And he supposedly made Kevin Samuels.
that are promoting a message that I think we all think is healthier for black people.
And look how easy this was, though. I'll give you a perfect example. I'm gonna give you 2 examples. Then I'm gonna let you go because I know you got to go, and I gotta go. They getting ready to bark. But let me say this.
A little better. No more AK sound.
You and I came to talk. You had a question. It took seconds as men. The internet age makes it very easy. I don't know if you know anything about Bill Bellamy and a comedian by the name of Corey Holcomb.
I know them both. Now I'm just gonna be honest with you. I know Bill Bellamy. I used to know Corey better. Corey's the guy that has said some really out of pocket shit about
Yes.
me, and I was nothing but supportive of
Same here.
Corey and friendly. It goes
There
back
you
to
go. Okay,
Jim
this is a pity
Brown. Our
party. This is a
connection
pity
was
party
through
between
Jim
these two.
Brown and a guy named Bobby Glanton
That's
or
what I'm calling this. This is a
whatever.
pity party.
Uh, but Corey's been out of pocket with me, and so that's a tree I don't touch.
And me neither. He told people that I got big. I guess I got big too fast. He said I got big because I've been. He know the person. Like he just said stupid stuff for a grown ass man. He know the person who I was getting fucked in the ass by, and just stupid stuff. He kept saying.
Watch out, player.
Lying to people on the show. Tommy be calling me from fake numbers and lives in his mama's basement, and I never did anything to this fool at all. So he does it a lot, but he tried to do it to Bill Bellamy. He came out and said
Tommy's
Bill Bellamy
live
was
right
stealing
now.
this stuff called Bill Bellamy, all kind of names. Guess what Bill Bellamy did?
I don't got his channel showing
called
because I know he'll try to. He
called him. He
could
put the
strike my
podcast
shit,
up.
I think, doing
That same crap he was talking about Bill Bellamy when he was on the podcast. He had that same old stupid smile, the same one he had when he was on with Stephen A. Smith. You talk all that crap about Stephen A. Smith. Now you got a piece of chicken in your hand, smiling in front of him when you finally meet him. He did the same thing to Bill Bellamy. He talked all that crap, but then got on the show and smiled and act like he didn't do it. And that's one of the most disingenuous things you can see someone constantly do. Pick fights with people they don't know or didn't do anything to them, lying on them, and then act like it wasn't a big deal when he did it. But that's what I'm saying. Bill Bellamy reached out and said, no, I'm not going to let this slide. We're going to talk as men. Have you noticed none of these people, if Kwame and I was friends, you and I, if we were friends, you mean to tell me that you wouldn't just reach out if I felt like you did something, or not felt like, you did something, and I may have responded to it in a way that you didn't like. Say I told you I'm gonna meet you to get some burgers, and I didn't show up, and you were like, man, Tommy had me out here waiting at and you did on your podcast. Tommy had me out here waiting on to get some burgers. You mean to tell me that as a man you wouldn't expect me to just reach out and say, hey man, my bad, because I did have you waiting. Didn't matter how you said it. Because imagine if you had a business, and that's why I kept saying hashtag Black Walmart. Because Black Walmart would do what's happening now. You left your word. You told these people you deliver this on Tuesday. It didn't come. They wrote on Yelp, Walmart didn't send me my stuff on Tuesday. You gonna cuss them out and tell them they gave you a breakup letter. You gonna make fun of them, but not. You still had your word though. You still was supposed to deliver them something. But that's what we're listening to. Someone tried to say that my response to you not keeping your word is a problem. But you still didn't do the one simple thing, which is me as a businessman, I still keep my word. I don't matter. It doesn't matter what you said. If I told you I'm going to do something, I'm still going to do it. Just so people can know what integrity is, because I gave you my word. That's just me. I don't care how you responded to me not doing something. My daughter may respond negatively to me not showing up at her recital. I'm not going to go off on her because she posted it. I'm going to tell her I'm sorry, and I should be sorry because I told you I'd be there, and I didn't tell you I couldn't make it. That's just me, though. If you, your word matters.
It's going to sound like I'm making excuses for him, but I'm just being authentic. And
be real.
You have to remember, man, at 19 years old, this guy went from nothing to being a millionaire.
I thought you were
and
he's
been a millionaire
Let's hear
ever
what this
since.
fool got to say.
And if you don't understand anything about athletes and the way the world caters to the great athletes, and particularly ones that are close to 7 foot tall, and they show you, you can say, man, this dude's in 6th grade. He's 6'4". He's going to be blah, blah, blah. The whole world starts catering to you. And so that's all they know to some degree. And when they're late to practice or they don't do a couple of things they're supposed to do, well, their great athleticism makes up for it, and there's not consequences. And so the guy's been a millionaire since age 19. And he's done the best he can, and he represents a point of view that's important. He's far from perfect. He doesn't know the power of saying no, and it's like to make people sometimes uncomfortable, but it's actually the right thing. Like, no, I can't do that. I got too much shit going on. Because I think I heard him admit that he fell asleep and slept. Joe Brown was on his podcast
That's what.
or YouTube, and he was
Okay.
supposed to turn right back around and be on Judge Joe Brown's
Yeah.
deal, and he said he slept through it. And I heard it, and I go, sounds like a professional athlete.
But look though, Joe Brown didn't wake up the next morning like, oh man, you
much
make
better
you
than what I've
make a
seen
live
from
stream and you
so
wasn't
many
there.
other
You was supposed to call me
entitled
last night. Yeah,
professional
how you gonna fall
athletes.
asleep? That's
And
what
has
Tommy
he
did.
sparked a conversation, and to me, just created room for us to do what we're doing right now and into the future. That we just got to remain patient with this guy. I want to make sure as best I can. And again, I've only talked to him once. I don't have a great relationship, but I want him to have the proper support so he can max this out, because it does nothing but benefit the rest of us.
Well, I needed that support. I did all that money, put all that money into that movie. Where's that support? If you out here fighting on the front lines and you know you're getting beaten, because he was able to be a millionaire. You know what I was? A broke dude who grew up in a project house where 13 people lived in a 3-bedroom. I slept on the couch with my older brother. His feet was in my face. I knew this. That's all I knew. I thought this was normal how people slept. So I can give an excuses for a man who, when he became 19, became a millionaire. But what about a man who's 45 who stood up here and felt like he's helped all these people through a door that he can't go through himself? That these people get through this door and look back and then will credit people who didn't even get them through the door. That is not how we move as black people, because we will never get to where we're going. White people make sure they bring in people in with them who got them there, even if you look at them and they're not good people. You can see the rest of the world would look at it and say, Dick Cheney's not a good guy, but he helped him get there. They're pulling him in. They're going to try to clean his image up. They're going to do whatever they can. So the excuses you give to one man, I keep asking, why don't people give the excuse to me, the dude who just had what he knew was right? I can't go back to corporate America where I was because of what I stated. I can't go back. They're going to, if I get a job anywhere in IT, they're going to pull up the videos of me saying this, that, and the other. So
they're going to pull up your P-Hub and your X.
To just say,
your
hey, go out and
X-Works.
pick up bottles. Let me let Tommy explain himself. You don't even have to act like you my buddy. If you think about it. If Kevin had me on the show like he does everybody else, just let me explain my own side of the story. He doesn't have to. It's just a journalistic. What I wanted to do with you was talk to you about your work. You wanted to talk about this, but I wanted to talk to you about your work, and I wish you'd let me bring you on some of that
again.
Yeah, I'd love to be able to do that, because what you did was important. To me, that was more important than even talking about my beef with these other men. So that is where I don't have to agree with you on anything you say. Think about it. For years, you guys did that. Y'all always brought people on that you didn't agree with, but you let them get their side out. If he lets these women come on and all these other people, why wouldn't you let the person you claim you got your talk, or that you used to shout out all the time and you got your talking points from, to the point of where you repeat my phrases? He doesn't just get his talking points. Kevin repeats my exact phrases. And so I'm like, well, why wouldn't you bring me on, let me talk myself then in front of this huge audience you got? Because that's what I've done. That is the thing that we don't do to each other, and that's odd. You don't have to agree to a person to bring them on and let them speak.
When you was on top, Tommy, who was you bringing on? Who was you bringing on, Tommy?
Well, I don't know Kevin Samuels.
You was trying to bring on Kwame because Kwame already he was from the NBA. You trying to act like you made it. How you going to make somebody that was already a millionaire and already had a name behind him?
I'm going to ask Kevin to come on.
That granted, it was a bus name, but he was known more than you.
Reaching out to him, I'm going to try, if I get a hold of him, he's
probably trying to do something out this book. That book look janky. What is
there
this?
Between the two of you?
When you come on my show,
this really his book.
You come on my show. The interview.
He got a pentagram and all that. Come on, dude.
That's like how we're doing it over here. They got several.
I see you doing it.
Tommy, now, I mean, let's be real.
I ain't gonna call him out his name. I don't.
I know, but you question his sexuality.
I'll let him address it.
Come on, man.
No, I'm saying if that's what he wants to, like what I told you at the beginning, I said whatever you want to talk about, we'll address.
I agree, but he's not gonna come on and defend his sexuality.
But he just shouldn't have to. I would just want to talk about. I don't want to talk about that. Whenever someone has these little,
I understand that, but come on, man. Let's say that I got off this and went on national TV and was like, man, I think Tommy Sotomayor, think he in the closet and blah 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 blah. I just don't think he'd be like, well, let's bring Jason on and he'll,
You haven't watched me. Everybody
you,
who talks bad or says something about me, I bring them on. The biggest YouTuber and the smallest. I addressed him. The reason I even went on Steven Crowder is because he went on that. I went on the Vlad TV.
Bring me on. I'll tell you about yourself, Tommy.
So your real name is Thomas Jerome
And
Harris.
stop coming in my comment section with them fake accounts.
He was going to talk about.
I know you're going to see this video too. I'm going to upload
what they brought me on to talk
Bring me
about.
on. I'll tell you about yourself.
I address it. I don't run from it because these situations.
Trying to talk about the black community. I'll tell you who's good and who ain't. I'll tell you why you not good.
I'm only answering that though because you said I wouldn't.
Okay, I agree, but let's talk about Kevin Samuels and how he
might be built different.
This is Whitlock he's talking to.
I was just answering what you said about. You said you wouldn't do it if somebody said something. I said that's actually opposite. I would do it. I do it all the time.
Great point. You're a hell of a debater. But look, this man to me is owed an apology to clear the air. Walk that back. If you want to debate this man about his show and different points of view or whatever, but this guy from the church, you question his sexuality. He's been married twice. Can we just walk that back so that I can then, when I address him, I can be like, man, he doesn't walk that shit back. I think y'all can have a healthy conversation.
Oh, okay. Kev Samuels is Whitlock.
Where we can all get on code. These are his own words. He wants there to be a code among black men about how we talk about each other and deal with each other. I can use his own words to hopefully spark some accord because I think both of you and him would benefit more from coming together than being at odds with each other.
We all would, but if you notice in the rap game and everywhere else, you rarely can get. White people always have their Rat Packs. They always have their Ben Afflecks and the top actors. But what do we do?
Let's be the change we want to see, Tommy.
Wait a minute. You can't ask the smaller person who's willing to talk to the bigger people before any of this happened that he got to be the change. No, but I'm saying that's how it goes. When they're small and I'm the bigger one, I talk to them.
You're saying you're the smaller person.
Well, meaning this.
You just said you the seed. You said you the seed. And they got to be smart enough to recognize that too. If you the seed,
you would think this, but we live in a Highlander. As far as black people, like the Highlander mentality. There can only be one.
That's because we're not the change we want to see. We're unwilling. Oh, look at the rappers. Look at this. Look at that. We need to do things differently. Let's take people at their words for now. Kwame, to me, has indicated he wants to be. He doesn't want to be just like everybody else. Kevin Samuels has stood on his religious faith and all this other stuff, image and so he should be, the dude's 50, 51 years old. He should be grown enough to overlook some internet beef and come together on higher ground. But I don't see you, just because they might have more followers at the moment doesn't mean they're more important than you. It might mean, if I were you, if I would look at Kevin Samuels, what I would say is, damn, I should have put a suit and tie on and I would have had all this shit.
I'll give you this last phrase before I leave. I always looked at it like this. There should be a guy in a suit and tie. There should be a guy walking around in camouflage. There should be a guy with his collar on, but got the top button down. There one with 2-3 down. There should be a guy that's in shape and buffed up like Derek Jackson. There should be a guy who's fat and eat cake during the whole show. There should be a guy. If you watch it, the white people don't have a one guy. They have several different guys, and they look several different ways. Because if we want to show what black masculinity is, the one thing we need to make sure that it's not just the same thing. That we don't have to be one thing to be a black man, because right now you can be one of two things. You either be overly hard and this ultra masculine guy, which isn't masculine at all. You're gonna kill everything, you cuss everything out, or you got to be I almost said it. Now I can't have you. You have to be really almost a woman as a man. Those are only two black men it seems like they accept. Have you ever noticed the nerd black guy, the regular? I've heard people say it about you. They said, Jason Whitlock is a nerd. What does that
Nah.
mean? How is it? This is the stupidest
Ain't
thing
nobody
that we
calling
say.
Jason
Hey, that's a
Whitlock a man.
compliment.
Thank you, but it's stupid.
They
So we
mad
can
because
only
Jason
be one or two
Whitlock
things.
don't
And what I
support black
encourage
folks
is
the
that
way
if
he
you
should
got more
support
of them, and
black
I gave the
folks.
analogy
That's
of a bowling.
He like to drag black folks through the mud
They
when
strategically
we
placed
supposed
the
to have
front
some
pin
more
in the
support
front.
with
If you
somebody
hit that
with
front pin
a
right,
backing like
all
that.
of them go down. The reason a lot of movements in the black community have stopped because there's always some stupid figurehead, and then when they knock the figurehead off, the whole movement stops because they're like, well, all of y'all followed that.
And that's
But
the
if you
issue.
have
Ain't supposed to
instead
be
of
no
one
figurehead.
point,
Everybody supposed to
you
be a
have
figurehead.
line of men. You can
You gotta
shoot
know.
them
You
if
gotta get it
want.
to the
One
point they
falls
don't know
down,
who
but
the
they're
boss
still
is.
marching forward because
Everybody
the
eating.
marching orders are there. They know where they're going and they know what the ultimate goal is. So we don't have to have a figurehead. So you can't take out one person. So you can't say, I'm gonna take out Kwame Brown, I'm gonna take out Tommy, I'm gonna take out Jason Whitlock, because you know the movement is bigger than the people. So it ain't that this guy has 300,000. So we say, because you know there's people running around saying protect Kevin at all costs. I think I saw it on your Twitter, and I was like, we can't talk like that as men. That sounds insane.
Well,
We should say
I mostly
protect
see
their message,
women
and
saying
whoever's
that in the
delivering
comments.
message don't put
I've
enough
never
steam
said protect him.
behind all
That's
of
a
them
grown
so they
man.
can't
He
knock
got
it down.
protection. He
They
could
can't
protect
knock
himself.
it down. If there's a guy with 300,000 followers and he know he got it from Tommy, why wouldn't he have him on his show? Because they're selfish. Because they're saying if I get Tommy on my show and we both talk, they're gonna know where it came from because Tommy doesn't have a script. Every time it happens, every time I go on a show with someone, the people say, "Oh, so he is like that." That's why when they put me on any show, when they put me on Dave Rubin, they thought I was gonna go on there and cuss and do all kind of stuff. I put on that suit and destroyed that show.
Well, that's what you
But
should
I
do
got
all
more
up in your
chances from
videos.
white people
You act
than
like,
blacks.
man,
That's insane, especially
people
with
be
the
acting like they ain't
message
got
I'm
no
pushing.
receipts on the internet, man. Shit,
There
it's
should
crazy
not
to
be
me.
any black dudes where they kept telling Charlemagne the God, we're gonna have you on here, Tommy. Just come up to New York. I came up to New York because I got into an argument with Tariq Nasheed because he kept calling me crispy, talking about how dark I am, from a pro-black guy who did Hidden Colors. His diss to me is how black I am. But none of y'all are going out and telling this man, well, if we're men and black, how is it that a pro-black man is going to diss a black man on his skin color? But because me and him had a beef, I flew all the way up to New York just to have this man not let me come on the show. And all black folks sit there and say, ha ha, Charlemagne didn't let you come on the show. He fooled you. DJ Vlad had me interview with him for 2.5 hours. Did not put out the interview. Did not. But he did let Tariq Nasheed run into the interview. That made it to the internet. Where Tariq ran into my interview as I'm sitting there with a coon train saying, here you go, Crispy. Take this coon train. So it was a setup.
Oh, that was all a ploy then. There wasn't no interview. Tariq set that up. If you can't picture
and I've
that.
been dealing with this for years. From people I've started. Tariq Nasheed used to make fun of me and said, he ain't no real radio show host. He just doing YouTube. Because they didn't know that there was money in it. Now what does he do? The same thing he criticized me and made fun of me for doing. But I won't get any credit. I'll just be the crispy black nobody. And that's all I've been for all these years. And I've birthed all these men to do the stuff that they're doing.
Oh, so he's
help every one of them. You can't find a person that has one ill word against me as far as saying, I told them I'd do something, I didn't. They asked me for help and I didn't give it to them. You can't find one, from the biggest to the smallest. Because that's integrity to me. I believe in the message and I believe in the people. And if I can help build somebody up, instead of one person they got to fight, now they got to fight two. And if that person can build somebody up, now we got three. But instead, we want to be the lead dog all the time. And that's why, look at the rap groups. Tell me I'm lying. It'll be 50 Cent and a bunch of dudes. It'll be some guy and a bunch of dudes. But for some odd reason, it won't be the big guy, and the big guy need to get together and work together. You want to talk about people that went through some crazy stuff? Nas and Jay-Z. Jay-Z said some things about Nas and sleeping with his baby mom and all that stuff in that Summer Jam song. Some stuff I don't think you could ever get back from. Look at him now. They work together, and it's like this thing that we don't seem to do. We have a rat pack, but we're the black pack.
I will say, Tommy ain't get here in no way. You got to have somewhat of a mouthpiece just to be up on this internet, especially on YouTube.
Change, Tommy.
I'm trying.
You might be the root that pulls it all together.
I'm trying. That's why I'm
Don't shoot yourself in the foot, though.
I had to make sure I let you know. I'm thankful for you doing this. You didn't have to, and I get to expose my audience to you, and your audience gets exposed to me. whether they like us all or not. And have you noticed one thing you've never heard me say about Kevin Samuels or Kwame Brown? Don't listen to them. Don't watch them. They need to be banned. They need to be stopped.
Well, you start questioning a guy's sexuality. That's a way of saying don't take him serious.
I just look at it as if you're saying it's the same thing with Charlemagne, though. You can't say that I'm going to ignore what it is that I see, especially if we can bring up Charlemagne's past. How can you not bring up somebody else's past who made their past?
Charlemagne pled guilty to the delinquency of a minor. That woman, now grown woman, but 15 years old, accused him of rape. That's completely different than speculating.
No.
Dude, that's it. He ain't speculating nothing.
Bringing up that the
Come on.
person said that
Don't
they
do that.
were in this industry, did that, and you found out it's not true. When the person said that I've been worth this and this is a high value man, and you find out they have been arrested and they owe child support, but they were telling you ain't shit as a 35-year-old man because you only make $48,000 a year. He actually told a man this. He told a man he's a failure because he was 35 years old and makes $48,000 a year. You can't say that to someone. You've let the internet fame get you too high, too high now. That's not uplifting black men. Who says that to a black man? $48,000, he's a failure?
Nah.
Unaware, not doubting you because you're saying it with such conviction. I have no choice but to believe you.
I think I heard
So,
that.
man, his dick wasn't big enough? You don't have no big dick and you don't have no money?
Now, hold on. Now, he crossed the line there, Tom.
Wait, think about it. I can say what I want. We all can speculate, but you can't ask no grown man, how big is your dick? How big is your dick, bro? And that dude was like, what? Why would you ask me this? How big is your dick, bro? You know you got a big dick.
Again, is this the truth or is this comedy?
I swear to God. Hey, y'all, somebody send me the link so I can play it to him. Send it to me really quick so I can play it to him. He literally asked the man on the show, how big is your dick? And I made let me see if I can find it. Y'all send me the link right now. Send it to me.
I remember that one. I saw that. That video actually made me stop. That's what made me stop watching Kevin Samuels.
And that dude said, what?
Yeah, why you even care about
You know how big your dick. He said some real out of line stuff. Then they found that I don't know if you saw that video where he was talking and he had that man in the bed with him and he tried to explain it away. It was he was trying to flip his camera around, but he was trying to put the camera back on himself, and I've done it several times. I'm so stupid. I was talking and texting a girl while I was live on the show, and I was saying some out of line stuff, but I got like 5, 6 other girlfriends. So they called me, cussing me out. I was like, "What's going on?" Fool, we see what you typing on the screen. I said, "Oh no!" Like, well, he was trying to put the camera back on himself. Instead, the camera flipped around, and it was a man laying in his bed. He then flipped it back real quick and started laughing like, some kind of glitch wrong with my system. What kind of glitch puts a man in your bed?
I no way of fact checking this.
He got a point, bro.
I'm going to send you all these messages. I'm going to send them all to you. I'm not just making these things up. This is not me. And I never did a video on that.
I play devil's advocate. I listen to both sides.
Everybody else did it. And everybody else speculated. And all he said
I'm
was
gonna tell y'all what I think at the end.
A glitch
If you
that
made it
showed
this
a
far,
man
I'm
in your
surprised if
bed.
anybody did.
That makes no sense. But because he's got a huge following. Okay, hold on. Somebody said they sent it. Let me play it for you now. They sent it. I'm telling you, this is one of the funniest videos I've ever seen.
I can't give you the video because I don't want to go straight on his.
And it was making the man feel uncomfortable.
Because he's not like Kwame. He ain't giving
Dude was like,
think about like a live stream is
having a
public. I can't pull
conversation
his video.
This is stupid.
They keep saying that about the end. I don't want this video to be too long. I might end it before they end it. And just give y'all my spiel, man. We just cut it down. Because they pretty much said everything we needed to hear. You know,
now
he
y'all
really
got,
feels like
y'all
he
got
made everybody.
messages
He
now.
made
None of
Kevin
y'all
Samuels.
Hold it. He said he had sent it, but I'm looking unless I'm missing the text. I don't see it. But I could be looking in the wrong place too. Let me stop. Hold on.
I'll just say this. He told a man his dick wasn't big enough. I'm very offended by that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, who even has this discussion? And I'm really upset about these people now. They all had it, and they wanted to send it to me a minute ago. And now I should have like 9 emails of this thing in here. Somebody said check in the chat. Why would he send it in the chat? Oh, okay, well, he's sending it in the chat. Hold on. They got it. Don't send it over there. I'm supposed to be getting it in my email and stuff. Thank you, Zach. Okay, I'm going to let you see this. This is hilarious. I didn't make it up. This is his voice, his words. And y'all, I'm going to put it on the screen so you can see it too. It's so many people recording because he's been trying to get it taken down now. So here it is. You see it on the top of the screen, right?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Listen.
Oh, so he said it's on top of the screen. All right, I'm glad I didn't click over there.
Super select guy. Only way you're going to end up becoming pre-select is by approaching women.
So women can tell I'm not getting no play?
Anybody, all 462 people in the chat room can tell you ain't getting no play. That's the energy you're getting. Because you're a guy that said you don't think you should have to approach women. They should give you choosing signals. Where would you rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? How tall are you?
I'm 5'10".
5'10". How much do you weigh? Uh-oh.
I weigh about,
To what?
depending on the day, between 280 to 285.
So you're a fat fucker.
Yeah.
So you think a 5'10", almost 300-pound dude, how much money you make?
Like 400 every 2 weeks.
So you make 400 every 2 weeks. So you make 800 a month. You make less than $10,000 a year. Okay.
But how many 20-year-olds is him?
Hold on. Dude, I was a 20-year-old and I was making far more money than that.
You hear this?
The minimum wage was $3.35 an hour.
You hear this? He said I was a 20-year-old making more than that, and they showed that when he went to court after he got a divorce, it said that he made $800 a month, and he was owing child support for a child that didn't even hear. And I took up for him for that. I said, no. That man shouldn't have to pay for that child, ain't his. But let's finish the rest of it. Here it comes.
So I need to hear it. How long? You got a big dick?
Huh?
You have a big dick?
I mean, it's above average. I ain't no Ron Jeremy.
No. I asked you if you had a big dick. I didn't say it was above average.
I don't know what that is, really.
Nigga, you know if you got a big dick or not. Stop the bullshit.
That nigga Kev
You
Samuel.
know whether or not he got a big dick. I know I got a big dick. You don't know?
I mean,
You don't have a big dick. That's the point. You don't have a big dick. You don't have a big wallet. You're a fat dude. And you got a lot of nerve thinking you should get choosing signals at 5'10" and 300 pounds, making less than $1,000 a month at 20 years old. And women should approach you. What they get, they don't even get a big dick.
Evil.
Everybody had the problem, bro. Ain't no energy out women.
Did I make it up? And that's one thing you'll find out about me. People will tell you. If I say it happened, it happened. I ain't gonna lie about it. I don't like lying on people. I will not do it. That's a part of my integrity. I will not lie to you.
That's how old is that video?
You hear he said he only had 400 people watching him, and he jumped just like Kwame Brown. 2 years ago, nobody was watching him, and this is about a year and a half ago video. But listen how he talked to that man. This was like a year ago.
That sounds nothing like the dude I'm hearing.
Exactly, that's what I was telling you. He sat there and he's
dropping the N-word and.
Thank you.
He sounds as ghetto as anybody.
That's my point. So when they say this, it's a lie. It's false. He's trying to tell that man that listen to what you said to a 20-year-old, and this is an elder. And at this point, he was 49, 50.
All right, so we'll cut it off from right there, man. Yeah, so you see what it is. He talking about Kev Samuels and he's talking about Kwame. I guess he feel like he made Kwame. It would sound like he feel like he made every black person that's up on the internet. But I will say this, man, because before I started making all my Kwame Brown videos, before I did it, I wanted to make sure that I keep saying Kwame. I was making the Kwame Brown videos. I wanted to make sure he was genuine. You know what I'm saying? So I went back to his old videos, and turns out he had a video with Tommy Sotomayor, and I was like, oh, he over here with him? Yeah, I don't know if I can make video, but I was like, you know what? Let me watch the video. And I watched the video, and I ain't gonna lie, I was through back, because Tommy was being cool, and he wasn't, that's back when he wasn't talking like, basically he was talking like how he was talking to Judge Joe, like he was sitting back chilling, him and Tommy was talking. That's when he said Tommy was a real friend to him. And that's why I don't think he was trying to get get on Tommy's helmet when Tommy did that whole thing with doing the live streaming and all that. And it looked like he got Whitlock on there. And Whitlock seemed like he trying to be peacemaker. And I've seen a couple Whitlock's articles on Kwame Brown, and it seemed like he really is actually on Kwame's side. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if Whitlock said stuff about him during his career. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. But I don't know if y'all made it this far. Let me know in the comment section, man. Type in 30, 35 in the comment section, man. If you made it this far, let you know you mess with your boy Chop. But yeah, man, your boy is still on. Hopefully they can patch things up. It seemed like it was more of a misunderstanding. Both they live streams, they didn't really get on each other that tough. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully they can work it out. And really, hopefully Tommy is a changed man. I mean, me personally, I don't think so. The only reason why I say that is because I look down to, I ain't gonna say I look down but I think if you're a public figure like this, you're supposed to be for the community and all this, I don't think you need to be having no OnlyFans, no P-Hub, and no, the X-Ids. You know what I'm saying? So that's just me. You know what I'm saying? And they be saying you can't judge people. Nah, I'm gonna judge you if you put it out there and you let me see what the hell you doing. You know what I'm saying? I'll walk in and see you yanking the willy. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna call you like, man, what is you doing? You know, it's like you gonna call you out. Some stuff you just can't do. You can't do whatever you want to. I don't care what nobody say. People be thinking they can do whatever they want to because they an adult or whatever. You can't do what you want to. But man, it's been your boy Rock, man. Catch y'all on the next one, man. Long video, but I had to catch this one because he be trying to sneak lives in, and you know, I figured y'all probably want to see this, so it's been your boy Chop. Catch y'all on the next one.